What's up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is CringeyJesse, and we are in. Wow. And this is F124. This week, we are at Azerbaijan after a good weekend, if I remember correctly. Yes. Yes. P2 at Monza. So close. So close to losing out on podium. Not close enough to getting to P1. It was, I believe, Charles Leclerc who took that win with Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso on my tail as they most desperately wanted both of them to be on podium, and Max Verstappen just wanted to be P2. But it is what it is as we look at our specialist manufacturing. Complete the weekend with no more than 3 collisions, complete 4 laps using at least 2 different engine components. So we're going to try no more than 3 collisions. As we probably all know, that is difficult for me because I'm the best diver, and being a diver means you're most likely making contact with somebody. Complete 12 laps during a race weekend. Well, yeah. Receive fewer than 2 corner cutting warnings, penalties. We're going to go with that one. It was a little bit easier, you know what I'm saying? The diver part, I may or may not cut a corner. Let's be for real. Complete any 2 sessions without using a flashback. Lift and coast for 30 seconds or more during the weekend. Again, that one's just too easy because flashbacks aren't even turned on. So it's just that feels like cheating, basically. Complete 2 practice programs during the race weekend. Perfect. See, this is where I wish they came with more. Like, perfecting is a lot harder than completing. So I can easily complete 2, and honestly, I could easily perfect the race program. But I would still consider this one to be harder, so I wish it came with more of a reward after doing so. But we're going to do it with complete 2 programs during the weekend. If I'm not mistaken, that is all of them. Just a real quick look, we are 82 overall, which doesn't that mean we've won this one? Oh no, we have to be 83 to win this one. Okay, 9 points to win. So we only need 9 points this weekend, and hopefully we'll get that. It's Azerbaijan. I'm not 100% sure if it is or is not, but it has been sprint weekends in the past, so I'm expecting it to be a sprint weekend here. Either way, we'll find out when I see you guys in qualifying. And here we are in Q1 here in Azerbaijan. I forget what round it was because I was really about to say the round number, but it's whatever. As we come across the line with a 140.4, that is going to put us P6. And look at that, Kevin Magnussen sitting P4 at the moment. I'm really hoping he can hold on to that one. But coming to the end of Q1 with a purple sticker too, so we're going faster in the middle at the moment. But we are sitting at a spot where we would be eliminated if it was ended, but we will end up going P3. So don't know where Kevin Magnussen is, but actually I lied, he does end up in Q2. As you will see, he is P5 and I am now P7. On the old tires from Q1, just get a warm up. That's what I like to do. That's just what I like to do. Coming to the end of Q2. Trying to see where my teammate is. He's P9. I'm trying to get P10 as I am on the verge of being eliminated once again, but I will get P10. I barely made it into Q3, and it looks like, yes, Kevin Magnussen did make it into P3, so this will be the first time we have both made it into the third qualifying session. He's come across the line with a 140.3 here. Good enough for P7. I'm not too mad about that. Kevin Magnussen sitting down there in P10. I'm kind of hoping he improves, get up there. No, but no, he's still P10. I'm now P8 as we're coming across the line here for the last lap. P5. P5 isn't bad. I can mess with P5.
And a warm welcome to you from Azadlik Square, heart of Baku, and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. With high speeds, tight corners, and few runoff zones, many are expecting a safety car here today. So our drivers will have to stay very much on their toes and hopefully out of the barriers. With 20 turns and the length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience, and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, and the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Leclerc, Jester, Perez, Stroll, Russell, Gasly, Magnussen, Norris, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Bottas, Sargent, Albon, Tsunoda, Joe, Hamilton, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
But now it is time to race here in Azerbaijan as we wait for these 5 red lights. I'm sitting P5, my teammate's sitting P10. We're looking for another double point weekend here in Azerbaijan as the race gets going. And up into turn 1, a little bit of a tight squeeze there, but I'm going to bully my way through Charles Leclerc to take P4. Yeah, I got a warning for it. And you know what? Ferrari might technically be my boss since they're like the engine supplier for Haas, but they're not the ones who give me the team orders as I'm sitting behind Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz as they battle for P2. I'm looking to hopefully get on podium. I would love to get on podium once again as I bully my way through Carlos Sainz. But Carlos Sainz survives just a little bit better than Leclerc did as we are sitting side by side, kind of, sort of, not really. He was in front of me, but coming through the braking zone, I outbraked him, and now I'm up into P3, sitting podium with Max Verstappen 1.3 seconds in front of me and Fernando Alonso getting away from us. But here we are at the end of lap number 1 as we come down the front straight, and this is where our car has problems because we don't have that straight line speed. But we do have some ERS to keep up with Carlos Sainz, who just got in front of us to take P3, and around the outside we will go, but he had the inside and the racing line as I go just a tad bit wide, so he's going to keep that. But guess what? I still have the DRS on him. So we're going to go down this, I guess, back straight because it's on the backside. Leclerc and Perez behind me. They're also looking to get in front of me because, like, who really wants to get beat by a Haas? They were not ready for this Haas rookie driver to come out of nowhere and score points, especially so high. Win a couple of races, couldn't catch Carlos Sainz there. But we're coming up to the next DRS zone as before the DRS is even activated, Charles Leclerc is going to be able to get out in front of us. So now it is a 3-way battle for P3, as I'm going to give Carlos Sainz just a little bit of boost to stay in front of his teammate. Because, I mean, if I'm playing favorites, as you can see, Charles Leclerc comes in, bumps me just a little bit to slow me down. But yeah, if I was to pick my favorite Ferrari driver this year, it would be Carlos Sainz. I've always liked Carlos Sainz more than Charles Leclerc. That's just me personally. Charles Leclerc is obviously driver 1 for Ferrari, and I understand that, and I know that, but I personally like Carlos Sainz better. Even though he left me in the dust, I have no DRS, so Charles Leclerc, he's going to get his get back and get back in front of me for P4. So now I am sitting in P5 with Charles Leclerc ahead of me, but I will have the DRS on the back straight, so there's still a chance that I can get that back, as there's a lot of places being swapped between me and other drivers here at the beginning of this race. Only 18 laps, but we're on lap 4, and I feel like I've fought more in this race than any other race before. No catching Leclerc at the beginning of that lap, but coming to the end of the lap, using some DRS before the, some ERS before the DRS is activated. He's going to defend the inside, so I'm going to go around the outside, and this time I'm going to make the outside work, as I will get in front of him, but unfortunately I get in front of him just a little too soon. He tries to go up the inside. I'm going to cut that off real quick. And he's going to have DRS, but he's just too far back to catch me. As you will see, as I come down to turn number 3, he's nowhere near me. He's about half a second behind me. So I'll take that as a win for now. Coming to lap 5, however, Perez has now passed Charles Leclerc. And Perez, because I'm in a straight line and I can't seem to stay in front of anybody in a straight line, Perez coming up behind me like a flaming bullet. I was going to say something else. But I forgot I'm on YouTube, and YouTube doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? Censor stupid words like that. So yeah, he comes by me like a flaming blue bullet and just flies away, even in the DRS zone. The next DRS zone, he's gone. And by the time we get to the next DRS zone, he's almost a whole second ahead of me, but luckily I had some ERS, and I'm going to use it with that DRS combination. We're going to come by him like the white flash. That sounded weird. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard on it. We're now back up into P4 once again as we come down the second DRS zone. Well, technically the first of the lap, I guess. I don't know how it works. Anyway, we're in the DRS zone, and he's 4 tenths, 3 tenths, but he's not going to catch me by turn 3, so it doesn't really matter. End of that lap, though, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to box, because I like the undercut. The undercut has been working so well the past couple of races. Every time I box just like a lap early, I get back in front of the people that I was fighting with, and plus some. So we're hoping the undercut works here. Norris and Albon, they're both going to box as well, and they're going to be 6 seconds behind me. However, by the end of the next lap, even though we were going to get some spots back, as you can see down there, Norris and Albon were now 4 seconds. So they had gained 2 seconds on me in that lap alone, which is not a fun thing to see at all. But they're nowhere near me, and you can see that I'm back in the points. I'm back up to P10. Russell, Norris, about 4 seconds behind me. More boxers in the pit lanes. So we're going to go, and we're going to take P4. So basically exactly where we were with Perez and Stroll behind me, unfortunately. Carlos Sainz, 2.2 seconds ahead of me. So still a lot of work to do with these final laps coming our way. And yeah, everybody now boxed. Everybody has new tires on. Everybody is where they're going to be for now, unless more passes get made. There's more spaces in the grid between everybody. As we come to lap number 11, Perez finally getting where he needed to be to get back in front of me. And he's going to do it. He's just going to do it. I'm not even going to use my ERS. My ERS is low. Kind of, sort of. I mean, it's about 50%. I could have used some, but I want to charge it up so I can use a lot of it later on. As we enter lap 12, I'm going to have the DRS on Perez, but unfortunately, once again, he just zooms away. Coming to lap number 14, we have Norris and Perez now. I was able to stay with Perez, but Norris, he's going to make his way through, and he's got, not only is he going to get in front of me, he's going to get in front of Perez, and then Perez, he kind of sort of locks up right there in front of me, coming to almost, it felt like a complete stop. He slowed me down quite a bit there. Stopping right in front of me with those locked up tires, and then boom, I'm getting bullied by Lance Stroll, who gives me way too much of a boost, and I'm a little surprised Lance Stroll is still even in this fight. I'm surprised he didn't run into the wall and completely demolish his front wing, or maybe even take off a tire, but either way, Stroll, I don't know what happened to Perez. Perez is long gone. Catching up with Norris now with some DRS and some ERS as we take the outside, but we start the last lap. I've taken the outside, I've taken the spot in front of him, giving him DRS down this straight, which is not a good thing, but we got lucky because it was a good thing. He was nowhere to be seen. We come to the end of the lap, last long straight, and that's why I saved my ERS, so we can come across that line, finishing out P4, where we've been fighting this whole entire race. Man, I feel like I've never fought so hard in my life for P4.
Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
And that is the end of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Max Verstappen winning yet another race this season. Fernando Alonso, who is trying to catch him in the driver's standings, will finish P2 behind him. It doesn't say where they started, unfortunately. I think Fernando started on pole. But anyway, Carlos Sainz, he will finish out that podium on P3. We will get P4 this race. Behind me was Lando Norris and Lance Stroll, who were fighting to get in front of me at some point. Sergio Perez was also in that fight, but he ended up getting passed by Alexander Albon, who will finish P7. So Sergio will finish P8. Kevin Magnussen in the points again. Another double point weekend for Haas as he finishes P9. And Oscar Piastri finishing P10. Now, We look at the Drivers' Championship standings. Max Verstappen leading by 121 points over Fernando Alonso in P2. Charles Leclerc in P3. What did he do today? Where did he finish? Did he even finish? Charles Leclerc finished outside of the points in P14. So he is not helping his chances at all. Fernando doing a lot of hard work to try to get up there. Carlos Sainz, who finished on the podium, is now P4. Lando Norris P5. We are in P6. And then George Russell P7. Lewis Hamilton P8. I was thinking, how many points did I get? I got 12. Was that enough to finish out that rivalry with Lewis Hamilton? We'll find out in a minute. Lewis Hamilton P8, Sergio Perez P9, Oscar Piastri P10, and our teammate Kevin Magnussen, who scored more points today, is up to 17, but still P13, behind Alexander Albon and Lance Stroll. But in front of Esteban Ocon, that's a pretty decent close battle. Yuki Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo, Zhou Guanyu, Valtteri Bottas, Pierre Gasly, all in the single digits, with Logan Sargent still not scoring anything. Off to the constructors, Red Bull on top by 94 points over Ferrari, and then Mercedes in third. McLaren in fourth, Aston Martin in fifth, Haas in sixth still, 183 points. We are getting closer and closer to that 200-point mark, and then Aston Martin is the team that is ahead of us. However, Aston Martin has been doing pretty good, at least Alonso has been, finishing in the points and way up there. Then McLaren, I believe we beat both the McLarens today. If I'm not mistaken, we beat both of the Mercedes. Let's go look at that real quick. Any Mercedes finishing in the top 10? It doesn't look like it. George Russell 11th, Lewis Hamilton 15th. And McLaren-wise, Lando Norris did finish behind me. Oscar Piastri finished behind Kevin Magnussen. So if we look at it that way, we beat McLaren and Mercedes today, and that's P3, P4. But anyway, Williams in P7 now with 33 points thanks to Alexander Albon. Alpine, Visa Cash App, and Kick Sauber still under 20, and that fight's looking more like it's going to be the fight for P8 instead of the fight for P7. Championship rivalry has been won. We did beat Lewis Hamilton in that one, so we'll take that. Rating rivalries, we've won that one as well, so that means one of two things. Either Yuki Tsunoda fell down an overall rating, or we are now 83 overall. The experience goes up a good bit, still in the 60s on that one. Racecraft almost 80, awareness hits 80, pace 87, focus also almost 80, and it is the fact that we went up to 83, so we win that one because we actually moved up. 55% recognition here. That means we have 3 simultaneous upgrades. Still no Academy Choice percentage bonus, nor secret meeting bonus. Like I said many a times before, I'm pretty sure the secret meeting bonus is because we have not been accepting those. We've been declining all of them. The Academy Choice, I still have no idea. However, the current contract percentage has gone up a little bit. I'm sure years with team has gone up a little bit too, because our increased bonus is now 5% instead of 4%. Specialist, manufacturing, done. Strategy, done. Material, done. Quality, done. Easy. Easy peasy. They're all still level 1s though. Manufacturing will probably be level 2 by the end of the next time we use them. Really was expecting her to come in and say something about, oh, you've beaten your rivalry, and I just hit my desk, sorry. Speaking of rivalries, let's go look at it, and it's just going to say rivalry 1, so we did get the things that we needed to get for those. Up next is Singapore, and I'm actually really excited for that one. I do actually like Singapore's track, but that will conclude Azerbaijan, and moving on to the next one. How many more races we got real quick? We are on, I wish it would say, so we're about to do Singapore. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more races to go. And like I said, I still want to finish these before I start my work week on Tuesday. So expect 7 videos, but don't be disappointed if you don't get all 7 videos by Tuesday morning. So hopefully the last one will be posted on Monday night, and then we can start season 2 next week. Either way, I'm really hoping to start Season 2 within the next week. Anyway, that is the end of Azerbaijan. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you can't wait for the next video, hit that subscribe button. Those two buttons put together just really boost my confidence in making these videos, and I really already enjoy making these videos because I am in love with this game. But F1 Manager 24 is right around the corner, so be prepared. Be prepared, because when that game comes out, it's over with. I'm probably going to have a Haz career and a My Team career going at the same time on top of these videos. But don't be surprised if these ones fall off. I've looked at all the data, and the F1 Manager videos just skyrocket with views. Ooh, sorry, way more than this one does. But I still enjoy playing this game, so still expect to see this game. Anyway, I don't know what it is you do outside of YouTube, but I hope you enjoy your life doing so, and I will catch you next time.